If you've been paying attention to enterprise tech for, say, the last 18 months, you have just been bombarded by the hype around AI agents.
Oh, absolutely. It's everywhere.
We're talking about this promise, of autonomous systems that can handle everything, complex client onboarding, chaotic front desks.
But there's the huge problem behind that promise.
There is. A massive deception is underway, a practice that's costing businesses who buy into it, well, literally millions of dollars in wasted investment.
It's a classic case of overselling, and it finally has a name: agent washing.
Agent washing. Okay.
Think of it as a kind of digital repackaging. You take very simple, basic automation, maybe a glorified set of rules, a simple chatbot.
Or basic RPA, robotic process automation.
Exactly. You take that and you market it as this highly sophisticated AI agent, one that has, true autonomy and can reason and make its own decisions.
So this is more specific than the general AI washing we've heard about. It reminds me less of greenwashing and more of what we saw in the early 2010s with cloud washing.
That is a much better analogy.
Right. Where old IT services just got the word cloud slapped on them.
It's the exact same playbook. Vendors are putting a premium AI agent label on what are fundamentally just rigid scripts. And for you, the listener, this is so critical because it leads to overspending on tools that just crumble.
They crumble the second they face a real-world workload.
And when they fail, the impact is, well, it's immediate. It's painful. If you're responsible for a budget, you're looking at wasted capital, operational failures.
Like dropped customer calls, missed bookings, all of it.
It's operational chaos that's built on a lie. And that chaos, it's now attracting some very serious attention. This isn't just a marketing problem anymore.
No, it's a compliance risk. The business risks have really escalated. We're now seeing scrutiny from major regulatory bodies. I'm talking about the FTC, the SEC.
And it's not just them. Gartner sounded a huge alarm on this. They estimate that over 90% of so-called AI agents on the market are washed.
90%. That's staggering.
It is. It means they are basically level 1 assistive tools being falsely marketed as these sophisticated, level 4 orchestrators.
So the gap between the marketing slide and the actual tech is just enormous.
And the regulators are catching up fast.
Which brings us to the SEC enforcement action against Presto Automation. This is the big one. It's the landmark case.
It is. It's the first enforcement action that specifically targets AI washing in a public company. This sets the precedent.
So let's break that down. What happened with Presto?
The Presto case is just a crystal clear example of the whole deception. They offered solutions for quick service restaurants, mainly their Presto Voice drive-through AI.
Okay.
And the company told investors, they told customers, that this AI eliminated the need for human order takers. The claim was full autonomy.
But the reality, I'm guessing the reality was a little different.
The reality, as the SEC found, was damning. Absolutely damning. Their so-called AI was so brittle, so lacking in any real agency, that it needed constant human intervention.
How much intervention are we talking about?
Humans were handling over 70% of the orders.
Wait, 70%? Over 70%? That's not even augmented AI. That's just a human with a fancy headset.
Precisely. The tech wasn't autonomous. It was just an expensive hidden safety net for human labor. You think you're talking to an AI, but really you're talking to 3 different people in the background trying to piece it together.
And that's the core of the lie, isn't it? Hiding the human labor behind the AI curtain.
That's it. And the Presto precedent, it sends a signal to the whole market. The SEC is now actively looking at these unsubstantiated AI claims and filings. If you lie about autonomy to your investors, you're exposed.
The cost of this goes way beyond just fines, too. It distorts the entire market. It erodes trust.
Exactly. When buyers get fooled once, they hesitate to adopt the next genuine innovation.
So to get past this cycle of hype and distrust, we need a better way to talk about this. We need a framework.
We do. We need to move from just spotting the lie to actually decoding the true level of autonomy. And for that, we use the 4-level autonomy framework.
Okay, so if the Presto case shows the price of getting it wrong, this framework is the tool you need to protect your investment. Let's walk through it, starting at the bottom.
Right. Level 1, assistive agents. This is where 90% of those washed tools sit. These are your basic prompt-based chatbots.
If X, then Y. Very deterministic.
Completely. They offer advice, simple outputs, but they fail immediately on any task that needs multi-step planning, like booking a meeting with a conflict. They just stall. They need constant hands-on human help.
Okay, so stepping up from there, we get to level 2, knowledge agents. These use RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation.
And just to clarify for everyone listening, RAG is a crucial step up. It lets the AI look up facts from specific approved sources, like your company's internal knowledge base.
So its answers are precise and tailored, not just generalized or, frankly, made up.
Exactly. So level 2 can give these really context-rich answers. They're great advisors, they can coach, they can provide scripts, but they still don't execute on their own.
So a level 2 agent could explain how to file a tax form perfectly.
Perfectly. But it can actually access the external API and submit the form for you. The human is still the one doing the work.
Okay, now let's get to the real game changer, the level that all these vendors claim they're selling. Level 3, action agents.
This is where true agency kicks in. We're moving from just advising to actually doing. A level 3 agent has to be probabilistic. It has to calculate the best next step. It reasons, it plans, and crucially, it acts autonomously.
And this requires something called tool calling.
Yes.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Tool calling isn't just talking about an integration. It's the actual mechanism that lets the agent go outside its own box and perform real-world actions.
It's updating an API, sending that confirmation email, syncing a calendar. It's doing the job.
And in a conversation, a real level 3 agent has genuine perception.
Yes. It can analyze voice tone for urgency. It maintains context through a long, difficult call. It reasons through objections, and this is critical, it corrects its own errors mid-conversation without a human needing to jump in and save it.
It manages the whole process end to end.
Exactly.
And finally, we hit the top. Level 4, multi-agent systems.
This isn't just one agent anymore. It's a whole network of specialized agents talking to each other autonomously to manage really complex goals.
The classic example is the Amazon warehouse, right?
Right. The Kiva robots. You have thousands of them being coordinated by task allocator agents, traffic controller agents. It's a self-managing network built for huge scale.
So if 90% of what's being sold is level 1, but companies are spending billions thinking they're buying level 3 or 4, we need to talk about the cost of that failure.
The cost is just staggering. We saw estimates that enterprises have sunk, what, $30 to $40 billion into Gen AI so far?
And yet, there's a shocking report saying that 95% of organizations are currently getting zero return on that investment.
95%. Zero return.
That's not just bad luck. That means most organizations are on the wrong side of this Gen AI divide. And it's because they're buying level 1 tools that were marketed as level 3.
And those brittle systems just can't handle real-world operations. You get failure rates as high as 30%, dropped calls, terrible customer experience. It just kills any possible ROI.
So to avoid becoming part of that 95%, you need a checklist. What are the red flags to look for?
First, be really critical of vague demos. If a vendor only shows you a perfect, scripted showcase in a controlled sandbox.
A closed racetrack, not a chaotic city street.
That's a great way to put it. If it can't handle live chaos or messy, unpredictable inputs, you're probably looking at a washed system.
Okay, what's next?
Second, be wary of overpromised autonomy. If they claim multi-step execution but can't show you real long-term memory or how it adapts mid-conversation, that's a huge red flag. True level 3 is all about adaptability.
And third, how do they talk about failure?
That's a big one. If they gloss over the edge cases or what the human intervention thresholds are, they're hiding a rigid level 1 system. A transparent vendor is proud to show you how their system fails gracefully.
And finally, watch out for the rebrands. Simple RPA tools being called smart agents or co-pilots that need constant human prompting.
Right. A co-pilot is an assistant, not an autonomous executor. An assistant needs you to tell it what to do next. An executor figures it out on its own.
Okay, so let's flip this around. Let's look at the Antowash example. What does genuine level 3 execution actually look like? You mentioned Avius AI.
Yes, Avius AI is a great example. It's designed as an action agent specifically to help fortify front desks that are just drowning in calls and bookings.
So it's built for that high-volume, chaotic voice environment.
Exactly. It demonstrates genuine level 3 perception and reasoning. It analyzes the caller's tone for urgency, for emotion, and it maintains context through really complex conversations.
And because it's level 3, it performs autonomous actions.
Right. It books the job, it sends the confirmation, it transcribes the call, and emails it all without needing a human in the loop. It uses that crucial tool calling to integrate with APIs, sync calendars, resolve conflicts, and reschedule, all on the fly.
What about capacity? Can it handle an enterprise workload?
It can. A single solution can handle up to 200 simultaneous calls.
200, wow.
And for operations leaders, the impact is quantifiable. Avius AI equates to at least 4.2 full-time employees minimum. It can offer up to a 17x savings versus human staff.
Automating up to 90% of routine tasks, but keeping the conversation feeling natural.
Which is key for customer experience.
So it clearly meets that level 3 promise for complex voice interactions.
Yeah.
But does it claim to be a level 4 system?
No, and that's a mark of transparency. They are very clear they are focused on single-agent reasoning and machine transfer, like routing to a PBX. They're upfront that multi-agent coordination is still R&D for them. They aren't selling the level 4 hype today.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the key takeaway for you, the listener?
It's simple, really. You now have the tools, the 4-level framework, and that checklist of red flags to cut through all the noise and demand real transparency.
So you need to move past the marketing buzzwords.
You have to. Ask the tough questions. Demand transparency on what's deterministic versus what's probabilistic. And most importantly, demand to see production metrics from a real-world, messy environment, not some clean sandbox.
The ultimate test, then, is a live stress test.
Yeah.
You have to push these things until they break to see what they're really made of. You have to role play with the demo.
To truly prove the difference between the hype and the reality, you have to push the limits of their claimed autonomy.
Demand level proof. You can actually do this with Avius AI by calling their live demo line at 855-284-8196.
Call them. Stress test the system.
And prove the difference for yourself. You can transform chaos into efficiency today. Put them to the test.
And here's a final provocative thought for you to think about on your own. If a level 3 agent can already handle these complex voice interactions and replace over 4 FTEs at a front desk, how profoundly will the rapid development of level 4 systems change the enterprise when they move beyond just coordinating robots in a warehouse to orchestrating large-scale, human-facing workflows across entire organizations?
That shift from coordination to orchestration is something we'll definitely be keeping an eye on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.